All right, so we are starting section 4.4 today. All right, so on your table of contents, you need to put page 8 or page 19. 4.4 properties of addition and multiplication. So 4.4 properties of addition and multiplication. 19 in the upper right corner. And at the top you need to put 4.4 properties of addition and multiplication. Okay, the one property we just finished talking about, and it is known as the commutative property. The commutative property. Only for addition and multiplication. Commutative property means that the order you add or multiply does not matter. You'll still get the same answer. Okay, so the order does not matter. You could do 5 plus 6, and that gives you 11. Or you could do 6 plus 5, which also gives you 11. Okay? Multiplication. You can do 5 times 6. That is 30. 6 times 5 is also 30. Okay? So if you're ever given an expression that says something like x times 3, you can rewrite that as 3 times x. Or that's commutative property. The next thing is identity property. Identity means it gives you the same result that you started with. So for instance, if you were to add a 0 to any number, you end up with that same number. The way they write it is a plus 0 equals a. So if you ever have an expression that says a plus 0, x plus 0, y plus 0, it's just that. And as you can see, watch, 2 plus 0 is 2. 4 plus 0 is 4. Okay, that's the identity in addition.
So anything plus 0 is
itself. Same thing with the number 1 in multiplication. If you multiply anything times 1, you get itself. So a times 1 is just a. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 1 is 5. Anything times 1 is itself. And the last property that we're going to discuss, review, is distributive property. Okay. Distributive property. This is what distributive property looks like. If you have 5 times x plus y, 5 times x plus y. To simplify this, I would distribute. So what you would do is do 5 times x, and then this sign here, which is a plus, and then 5 times y. And then if you knew what x and y were, you could actually solve those. But we don't know what they are, so we would just rewrite this as 5x plus 5y. Another one that would look more realistic of what you would see. Okay. Let's say you had 7 times x plus 3. Okay. All right, so you would do 7 times x, and then that's a plus sign, and then 7 times 3. Okay. Well, 7 times x is just 7x. We write that as 7x. And then 7 plus 7 times 3, which is 21. So that would be 7x plus 21. 4 times n plus 5. 4 times n plus 5. Okay. So first you would do 4 times n plus 4 times 5. Okay. So my next question is for you, how can I rewrite that 4 times n, Alex? What would that look like if I simplified it?
Just 4n.
Perfect, just 4n. And then that's a plus sign. And then I have to do 4 times 5. 20, perfect. All right, let's try another example. Times y minus 3. 12 times y minus 3. Okay, so first I would do 12 times y. Look at this minus sign. That's a minus sign in there. So I would put minus 12 times 3.
Wait, Miss Goodman.
Yes. So 12y minus 12 times 3. Okay, so my first question is, what is 12 times y? Caleb?
12y.
Perfect. 12y. And then we have a minus sign to write down. And then I need to do 12 times 3. Brooklyn, what's 12 times 3 again? 36. So we have 12y minus 36. Next thing, or another example. This one, we're going to do 2 times 3x. X. 2 times 3x. Now this one's a little bit more complicated. And the reason for that is all of these variables up here all had a coefficient of 1. This one has a coefficient of 3. So anytime you multiply a number by a term that has a coefficient, all you do is multiply it by the coefficient. So you would do 2 times 3, which is 6x. And so your answer would be 6x. 2 times 3x would equal 6x. Because this is all one term. 3x is one term. So you only have to multiply it once. Here is 2 terms. So we had to multiply it twice. Okay. So here's one that would look like 2 terms. If you had 3 times 4x minus 5y. Okay. This one has 2 terms. So you're going to have to distribute it and multiply it twice. So first, you would do 3 times 4x. Then minus 3 times 5y. Okay. And now you multiply those out and work them out. So first you would do 3 times 4x. Well, 3 times 4 is 12, so that would be 12x. Minus 3 times 5y would be 15y. And there you go. That's all you got to do.
That would
That
be the answer.
would be your answer. This right here is your answer. Let me put a box around it to show you that that's the answer. Let me put a box around these up here also to show you that those are the answer. Just so you know what your final answer is. Now, you can't actually go through and solve this unless you know what x and y are. You know on the bell ringer where it says evaluate when x equals 5? That's when you could actually solve it and get a number. Right now, I cannot solve that. Parker, you have a question?
Yeah, I can't see that yellow writing.
Is it hard to see?
Yeah,
It kind of
because of
is.
dyslexia.
Yeah. All right, let's try another example. Okay, 1/2 times 6y minus 2z. And my Z's, I write like that because my Z's and my 2's look a lot alike sometimes. So that's why I have the line in the Z.
That's weird.
All right, so we do 1/2 times 6y first, minus 1/2 times 2z. And now we multiply those out. Yes, sir.
It's good. Can I get a loaner pencil? I had my mechanical pencil stop working. Like every time I push down, it just goes.
And you gave someone else your other pencil?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so first you multiply 1/2 times 6y. So you do 1/2 times 6. So that's really half of 6. Parker, can you remind me, what's half of 6?
3.
3, so that would be 3y minus. Chase, what's half of 2 or 1/2 times 2? One, so that would just be 1z, but we just write it as z. We do not put the 1 in front of it.
Are we not allowed to put the one in front of it?
No, do not put the 1 in front of it. We never put the 1 if the 1's a coefficient. We never put the 1 if it's a coefficient, and we never put the 1 if it's an exponent. All right, let's do one that's a little bit more complicated. Let's see if you can figure out what you would do here.
Turn it around.
Shut up.
God dang.
All right, so let's do 3 times 2a minus 3b plus c. What do you think is going to be different in this situation?
A, B, C.
What's different from this one and all the rest of them that we've done?
Oh, you have 3 instead of 2.
Yeah, I have 3 terms instead of 2 terms. So before I've only had to multiply twice. How many times do you think I'm going to have to multiply here?
3 times.
3. Now, I'm going to work this one out like I usually do. Like I know we've been going to the side, but I like to go down and stay on top of each other. So I'm going to work downward. So we would do 3 times 2a minus 3 times 3b plus 3 times c. Okay. And it's just because I knew I was going to run out of room. And this is actually how I prefer to work anyway. I like to, work down rather than across because it helps me stay in order and right on top of each other so I can make sure I've used each one. All right, now you just do like what you've been doing before. So first you do 3 times 2a. Caleb, what would be 3 times 2a?
3 times 2a.
Yes. Remember, you just multiply the coefficient. So you would just multiply 3 times 2. So what's 3 times 2?
Isn't it like 6 and 5?
6. 3 times 2 would mean 3 plus 3, which is 6. So that would be 6a minus. Now we do 3 times 3b. Trenton, what's 3 times 3b?
You got this.
Wait, whoa. Can we just take a moment to realize that we need to take a test over multiplication?
Whoa,
All right, Trenton, tell us, what's 3 times 3b?
9.
9b, don't forget the b. And then we got to do 3 times c. All right, Michelle, what's 3 times c?
Bush.
Up here. Yeah, because you're multiplying this. Remember, there's a 1 there, so you're really doing 3 times 1. What's 3 times 1? 3. And then you have the c, so that would be plus 3c. And then this would be your final answer.
I think I broke
Easy.
it.
That's confusing.
Oh, it's not.
All right, let's try another one with 3 terms. That one was a little bit more difficult, so like I said, let's try another one we're gonna do 4 times 3x plus 7y minus 6z. 4 times 3x plus 7y minus 6z. Okay? Alright, so first we distribute. We do 4 times 3x. And then what sign would I put here, Daniel? Would I put a plus or a minus sign after this?
Plus.
Why?
There's a plus sign.
Yeah, because it has a plus sign. Then we do 4 times 7y. And then what about here? Gavin, would I put a plus sign or a minus sign here? And you can just unmute your mic and tell us.
Plus.
Okay, why do you think it's a plus? Okay. Well, and then we do 4 times 6z. Okay. All right, so now we do 4 times 3x. Chase, what's 4 times 3x?
12.
Okay, so don't forget the x, that'd be 12x plus. All right, now this time, Chase, what's 4 times 7y?
28Y.
Minus. All right, what's 4 times 6z?
21.
24z. Don't forget that z, 24z. Okay, so we got 12 plus 28, 12x plus 28y minus 24z. Okay. All right. Those of you in class, I'm going to write a problem down, and I want you to work it out on your own. And then those of you that are on the Google Meet, since my thing for some reason did not present, I'm going to go back and show you the other notes while they're copying it down, this problem, so that way, in case y'all couldn't see what was on the board. All right, so here's the problem those of you in class are going to do on your own. 7 times 4a minus 12b plus 6c. And I will pull that up a little bit so you can see it, and I will freeze my screen. And then, like I said, those of you on Google Meet, I will go back and show you all the other notes.
Why do my 6 look like a Z?
You need to be working quietly and individually on your own. Okay, guys, those of you on the Google Meet, here is what your title should look like. Yeah, anytime you're on the Google Meet, and if you can't see what I'm showing, like what I'm showing on here, let me know. So that way I can figure out what it's doing wrong. And to let me know, you have to unmute your mic and talk to me because I can't see the chat screen.
I need a calculator. Can I grab my calculator?
Yes, you can grab your calculator. All right, while you're working here, now would be the time if you needed to sharpen your pencil or get any of that done, now would be the time to do that. You never want to do that in the middle of notes. But now would be the time to sharpen your pencil or to get lead, that type of stuff.
Stop.
Also, guys, I want to remind you to make sure you sharpen your pencils and get all your stuff ready before class starts.
One pencil was sharpened, but
Done.
Okay? I'm giving the people enough time to.
Sorry, can you stop?
All right. Those of you on the Google Meet, are y'all okay if I bring my paper down a little bit so y'all can see it, the next part? Yeah. Like right there, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna come by and check the work on your paper, see how you're doing.
Not great.
Okay, your final answer should be written as one express. Okay, I see it here. Looks good.
Is my jaw swollen?
Yes.
It looks like a little bit, yeah.
It hurts so bad. Like,
You
I
got
feel like
the
I.
one too, maybe.
Looks good.
The one too, maybe.
No, I feel like somebody for real punched me in my face.
Now, don't forget to look at what sign's in the
Dude,
middle.
my brother punched me when he was sleeping, so I smacked.
Looks good.
Question, why are you sleeping with your brother?
Yeah.
You guys don't do that.
Y'all are
Oh, because we only have one bedroom.
Hey, either y'all are
Yeah,
Poverty is funny.
That right there, that was
Jaw
wrong.
is
25.
That middle one's wrong.
Shut
I think you just might may have copied it down wrong. Like
Shut up,
that
you don't
section should no longer be there.
Only me and you can make 25 for
Right.
You can't actually add those together because they aren't like turned, so this part is your final answer. So you need to erase everything below that. and then
Who hit
your
me in the face?
me, Casper.
It hurts.
I hit you with that 2.
That's, it should be 7 times 12. You gotta distribute the 7, not the 4. 7 times 4, 7 times 12 feet, and then 7 times 6. Your last one's wrong as well.
I'm done.
What? Yes,
Can the nurse do anything about it?
Nice.
Give me some
okay,
ice.
Oh, you don't want
you didn't multiply the 7 times the 12 feet. You, 7 times 12, you gotta multiply that by every.
Alright.
At least going in the right direction.
Perfect.
Okay,
Well,
let's
it's
go
good
make
that
sure
you
we're
have
on
one right there. Alright guys, those of you on Google Meet, I'm about to unpause, or I'm about to move this so that way I can show them the answer, and then I'll move it back so y'all can finish copying. Alright guys, let's listen please.